Hey friends, today I'm back at this apartment that I did already build, but now I'm furnishing the 3 empty apartments that I didn't furnish last time, so let's get into it. I had so much fun building this last time that I thought I would uh, furnish the other units in here that I just kind of left empty. So this first one, my thought is this is where the building owner lives, and it's a bit more renovated. He has a little bit more money. Obviously, he lives here permanently all the time, so his is a little bit nicer. And I kind of went through and created all these very elaborate backstories for the Sims who live in these other 3 units. And so this guy, he's an elder. My thought is that, his wife passed a few years ago. They had a larger house kind of out in the country where they raised their kids. And after she passed, he sold it and kind of moved closer to, in town, bought this building just as kind of, a way to make a little bit of extra money. But overall, he's pretty good. He works at Brightchester now at the university, maybe doing groundskeeping. I thought maybe they had a farm kind of out in the country in Henford on Bagley, but he sold that and moved here, and I thought that was kind of an interesting kind of backstory for him. And while he did downsize quite a lot, there are still some things that he kept from their old house, and some things that remind him of his wife, like the needlepoint thing on the wall, and maybe some of the furniture, some of the, there were some bags that I put by the door. Maybe those were hers, but he just can't, get himself to get rid of them. So yeah, I thought that was kind of nice for this. And for this part, I really sped up the footage because I kind of wanted to keep in my process of just being indecisive and pulling a bunch of things out and trying to figure out what I actually liked. So yeah, it's a pretty traditional furnishings in here, I would say. I changed the color slightly, just to kind of, I don't know, give it a little bit of a slightly different tone than the beige walls. So there's a little bit more of a pink in it. And yeah, just kind of pulling out a bunch of things here, and then I'll place them kind of where they'll actually go. And I ended up using a bit of base game furniture, like that TV stand. I think the coffee table is base game, that bookshelf item. But then I used I think that chair's from Cats and Dogs, and the couch is from Horse Ranch. I really love that couch. Would love to see more couches in the game, just kind of in general, because a lot of them are just like really weirdly stylized. So yeah, really like that one. And I put the TV kind of off to the side there, and it did actually work. I did playtest this quite a bit. So yeah, it works there, even though I did use move objects to kind of turn it and all of that. So yeah, and I actually had him doing a puzzle at that table, and he was able to watch the TV from there, which I was kind of surprised by. I didn't think he would actually be able to do both of those. So that was kind of nice. But yeah, here in the bedroom, fairly simple, more kind of a more of a country aesthetic, I guess. Like the bed, very cottage living. I think I can't remember if I stick with that rug or not, but yeah, kind of some different colors, a little bit, I don't know, sort of colorful and muted at the same time. Like, I don't know, like a lot of gray, but also like this bright pop of yellow, which I thought was kind of interesting. And yeah, I think this apartment took the longest to furnish. I think probably just because I was making more changes to like the wall colorings and flooring and stuff, more so than the other units, which are definitely just rentals. So not as big of changes in those ones. But yeah, here in the bedroom, I was going to use the end tables from, what is it, the Book Nook kit, I think. I really love those tables, but something about them just kind of weren't really vibing with the bed and stuff. So I used the new one from the Crystal stuff pack. Really love that table. I really like the furniture that came with that pack. I think the art direction that they went in was really cool for that. So yeah, I think that looked nice in here. And I'll put in an easel here in a second too. I imagine his wife was like really into painting, so he wanted to keep that. He's like been getting into painting as well, as just kind of like a way to remember her and kind of connect with that. So I thought that was nice. And yeah, for the bathroom, just kind of upgrade you know, kind of the fixtures like the toilet and the shower. Do something a little bit nicer and newer for those, and give it some more color in here. I struggled a little bit for a minute here with trying to figure out what color I wanted to go with, but yeah, settled on this kind of darker blue. It matched in well with the tiles, and did some more gold accents to bring that sort of gold color from the floor tile. So I thought that worked out pretty nice in here. And I tried to use this display case from Horse Ranch, but it wasn't quite fitting in with the design of the bathroom. So yeah, I didn't end up using anything like that. I would really love some more, honestly, just more bathroom pieces in general, especially like wall decor and shelving, things like that. Yeah, I don't know. Everything in The Sims just feels so disjointed. I kind of wish they would just go through and create more coordinating pieces that would, you know, match all of the other things in the game. But I'm sure they'll never do that because that would just be too useful and nice of them. So, but yeah, that is the first apartment done. And now I'm on to the second one. This is on the second floor. And my thought was that this is being rented by a lesbian couple. One of them is a graduate student at Brightchester. I know we don't have like graduate or anything like that, but that's my headcanon. She's a graduate student in like art history or something, and her partner does programming, kind of like as a freelancer, and she also works at the local pub just kind of down the street. I thought that was kind of a fun story for the two of them. You know, the graduate student one, you know, she's not really working, she's not really bringing any money, but the other one is very good at programming, so she just kind of takes care of all the finances, and I thought that was kind of fun. But yeah, for this one, I wanted it to be quite a bit more colorful, a lot of plants, and yeah, my thought is that maybe they painted the cabinets, that's why they're blue, and that they did those sort of like rental friendly like floor tile sticker things, so that's why the flooring in the kitchen's different. Maybe they did that on like the countertops too. So yeah, kind of a little bit of a different look for this one. And I ended up bringing out a separate counter with the microwave there. My thought is that maybe, you know, it's actually a table, not a counter, like they bought at IKEA or something, to hold their microwave because there, you know, isn't enough counter space. So yeah, they've got that over there kind of by the door randomly, along with some like extra shelving, you know, more storage because the apartment is pretty small, especially for two people. But yeah, and I also realized when I was kind of doing my first round of edits for this, when I was speeding up the footage, that I left both of the different dish rack items over by the sink. So yeah, there's two of them. They do a lot of dishes, I guess, so they need extra space to do that. That's what I'm gonna say. It was definitely on purpose. But yeah, tons of plants in here, just kind of all over the place. A lot of just different decor items. I kind of wanted it to have a little bit more of an eclectic feel. So yeah, and I actually got to use those chairs from, I think, Movie Hangout Stuff, which was such a weird pack to come with dining room chairs. But yeah, they're very colorful. I imagine maybe, you know, they bought this as a set, they were just kind of like a plain like brown wood, and then they like reupholstered them and painted them and things. So a little bit of a like, DIY project that they did. And I did upload this to the gallery if you want to download it, the whole building. It's all, you know, all one thing. So there's actually two versions. There's the, you know, kind of original one that just has the one unit that's furnished, and then the other three are empty. And then this version, which is fully furnished, all of them. So yeah, you'll have to let me know if you end up downloading it and checking it out. But yeah, for this, I also kind of sped up this portion where I pulled out a whole bunch of different items, since I wanted to have just a mix of a whole bunch of things. So took a little bit longer to get everything, so I thought I would speed it up quite a bit. That was actually 20 times speed, which hopefully didn't feel too jarring. I'm trying to, you know, balance, you know, keeping stuff in the video that might be interesting, without it giving people motion sickness from how fast it is. So yeah, you'll have to let me know if you have any thoughts on that. But yeah, I thought, since the one woman is, kind of an art history researcher and all of that she would have some different art pieces. I know, groundbreaking. So she's got these like vases on this little bookcase that I thought were kind of fun. Different sorts of artwork, like this little tapestry on the wall. Since there isn't a ton of wall space for paintings and things, there's not a lot of like wall decor, but yeah, I just wanted it to, I don't know, just have kind of an artsy look to it, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really an artist, so hopefully I did okay. But yeah, let me know what you think. And yeah, ended up using these curtains from For Rent. Really like those. I really like this like style of curtain that they've been doing a couple times now, with like the panel and then kind of like the empty curtain rod, or I don't even know. It's too big to be a curtain rod, but a valance maybe, is that the correct word? But yeah, so now I'm just kind of moving over to the bedroom, and then I'll do the bathroom. And yeah, bedroom, fairly simple, I guess. They're pretty small bedrooms, so it's kind of hard to fit a lot of furniture in them. But yeah, I definitely wanted to make sure I had a nice desk in here for the programmer, and a high-end computer that they can use for all of that work. So yeah, I wanted to make sure I got that in there. And then I did, I kind of forgot about the skateboard like wall art thing. So I'm imagining maybe that like those were her old skateboards that like her partner painted or something. I think that would be kind of cute. But yeah, with how small the room is, I did have to put the bed against like the wall like that, which I don't love to do. But yeah, it was really like the only way to get all of this stuff to fit in here well. So yeah, you kind of see me rearranging things to get it to fit. I tried to pull it away, and I probably could have if I didn't want to do the artwork there, but I wanted to, have some more artwork pieces in here. So yeah, wanted to get that in there, and wanted to have a mirror above the dresser. And actually, I think I end up actually getting rid of that wall, or the art piece that's on the floor, because I'll put in like another dresser item over there, just so that there's more storage for all their clothes. Obviously, it doesn't matter in The Sims, but just trying to go for that realism. I want to make sure they have plenty of space for all of their clothing. I think that's very important. And I imagine the landlord would probably have let them paint the walls if they wanted to, but for whatever reason, they didn't want to go through all the work of painting everything, especially since they're only going to be here for a couple of years while she's in school. But they want to, they put a bunch of other kind of artwork, and they use curtains and things to add some color and whatnot to the spaces, which I think works fine. And I imagine they did kind of the same thing in the bathroom with the floor tiles. They did, those kind of renter-friendly tiles that you can get, I guess. I don't know. I did recently see a TikTok of someone who had done that and was like moving out of their apartment, and they came up really easily. So maybe that's not a bad idea. I would just be worried that it's just gonna like tear off and like be stuck to it like some sort of like weird adhesive. Yeah, those sorts of things, I don't know. I would be really scared about doing and not getting my deposit back because they ruined the cabinets or your floor or something. But yeah, the woman that I saw do it, apparently it worked out fine. So if that is any indication, if you are interested in doing that. And yeah, here's where I switch out the I move that painting. I guess I did keep it. I just moved it to the living room. But yeah, because I wanted to put a side table next to the bed, but then I was like, well, if I'm gonna put a table here, then I may as well just put in like a dresser, because I think that would be a little bit more useful. But yeah, kind of rearranged the things there in the living room, which worked well. Obviously, it's kind of blocked, but it's really just about adding layers and more color. So yeah, I think that still worked. And put another plant in here because you can never have enough plants. I can't even imagine trying to take care of that many plants. I have 3 houseplants right now, and that's too much for me. It's it's a lot. So yeah, I can't imagine trying to like coordinate all of that. And now I'm in the last apartment, and my thought is that this is being rented by the grandson of the building owner. And he is, he's going to college, and, maybe growing up, he was, a bit of a rebel, bit of a wild child, if you will. So his parents wanted him to live here so that his grandfather could, kind of keep an eye on him. So I thought that would be kind of fun. And yeah, so the furnishing, it's fairly light. It's probably a bit more than the first apartment that I did in the last video. Just since, he might have a little bit more money, his parents kind of helped him out with getting some stuff. I imagine maybe they gave him some of their old furniture, like this couch. It's like the couch that was like in the basement, when they got a new couch, but they kept it. So, he brought that. I'm guessing he also brought some of his like high school, like bedroom furniture. So you'll see that later. But yeah, overall, I mean, it is fairly well furnished, certainly better than like my first like college apartment. I imagine, his mom wanted to make sure that he had everything that he needed and all of that, which, I love that for him and love that for her. And yeah, he is, so I imagine he wants to be a criminal. Like that is his aspiration. And he wanted to study villainry, at college, but his parents would never allow that, so he is going to study, I think the other degree you can do that leads to a criminal career is like computer engineering or whatever, whichever one it's called in this, computer science maybe. So that's what he's going to do instead. And he's at Brightchester since he couldn't get into the distinguished program at Foxbury. His grades just weren't as good. Like he's not like a bad student, but he's not studying all the time or anything. So, but yeah, I imagine he is, trying to create some illicit side hustles while he's at college. Maybe he does some like gambling. He's got a card table here in his apartment, so maybe he hosts some like not quite above board poker nights, things like that. Trying to make some more money and make a name for himself in the criminal underworld. And yeah, like I said, here in the bedroom, using a lot of furniture that I imagine was in his bedroom at home growing up, that he just brought with him. And a lot of it is from high school years, which I think just kind of helps reinforce that. And of course, he had to have some like sexy lady posters on his wall, except there weren't really many that I could find. So yeah, these were kind of the best I could do. There was the one of like the woman on like a rocket ship, which is very suggestive. But that item, it looks like you basically bolt it into the wall and then there's like a glass panel, which I didn't think, really made sense for this. It feels like a bit much for, some random, picture that he would have in his bedroom. So yeah, didn't do that, but got some other items for him. That way, he's all set. Those are must-haves for him. And yeah, putting it some different clutter. And I did have some issues with the clutter on the desk. He just like would not sit at it and use the computer. So I ended up moving those items over to the dresser because it wouldn't really affect it. So you'll probably see it here at the tour in just a minute. But yeah. He just would not use it. So yeah, a little bit annoying, but got those moved over. And yeah, just kind of finishing up the bathroom here. Not a whole lot to write home about. Just put in like a laundry hamper, things like that. I thought about putting a robe in there, but I was like, I don't think he would have a robe. It'd be kind of a little unusual, I think, for him, like living alone and whatnot. So yeah, didn't do that, but yeah, I got some other items in here. And on this one, I didn't really do lighting separately like I normally do. Kind of at the end of the build, I was kind of just doing it as I was making them. But I think it worked fine. I did a lot of overhead lighting. Since it's a rental, there's not gonna be a lot of changes there. But yeah, pretty well lit. And one thing that I forgot to mention earlier, which is vital for you to know, is that I imagine that he is also a big sneakerhead, so I wanted to make sure he had plenty of shoes in his room and like boxes and things. I thought that would work well for his character. And I really like the Elder's apartment. It feels very cozy, especially while he's like here watching TV. And I imagine he like makes food a lot for like, the tenants in the building, so they all just kind of come over all the time and hang out and have some free food. And yeah, he does some painting, like I said, and I really like the bathroom in that unit. I thought that turned out really nicely. And yeah, for the ladies' apartment, I thought this one this one's also very cozy, just kind of like in a different way though, with like the greenery and everything. I think it worked out pretty nicely. But yeah, that is pretty much gonna wrap it up for me. And then the welcome wagon's coming over, so they're gonna hang out here for a bit. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. That helps a lot. And please subscribe if you'd like to see more. And check out one of the other videos on the screen right now. Thanks again. Have a great day.